Imagine waking up 20,000 years ago. There are no schools, no books, no teachers, no classrooms. Yet humans were not uneducated. They survived, adapted, and became intelligent enough to eventually build cities and civilizations. So the question is simple. How did humans become smart before schools even existed? The answer begins long before classrooms were ever invented. In prehistoric times, the first classroom was not a building. It was life itself. Children did not sit and listen to lectures. Instead, they followed adults everywhere they went. They watched how food was collected. They observed how tools were made. They learned by seeing, not by reading. Every moment was a lesson in survival. There were no exams, because in that world, failure was not just a mistake, it could be dangerous. One of the most important skills was learning how to survive. Children learned how to read animal footprints in the soil. They learned which plants could heal and which could poison. They learned how to find water in dry places. Every piece of knowledge had real-life consequences. If you misunderstood nature, you might not survive. So humans became extremely good at one thing: paying attention to everything around them. At night, around firelight, something powerful happened. Elders told stories. These were not just entertainment, they were lessons. Stories about dangerous animals, stories about successful hunts, stories about mistakes that others made. Children listened carefully because these stories were like survival guides. Before books existed, stories were the internet of ancient humans. They stored knowledge inside memory instead of paper. But learning was not only watching, it was also doing. Children practiced everything themselves. They tried throwing spears, they learned how to build shelters, they made simple tools from stone and wood. At first, they failed many times, but slowly, through repetition, they improved. In ancient times, skill was not taught in theory, it was earned through experience. Without writing, humans relied on memory, so the brain became their notebook. They created songs to remember important information. They used patterns, rhythms, and repetition. They passed knowledge from one generation to another. This is how survival knowledge lasted for thousands of years, without a single written book. Human intelligence grew not because of schools, but because memory was everything. Humans did not learn alone. They learned together. Every member of the group contributed knowledge. Everyone observed, copied, and improved ideas. If one person discovered a better way to hunt, the whole group benefited. This cooperation made humans stronger than many other species, because intelligence is not just individual, it is social. Over thousands of years, humans kept improving. They learned fire, they developed tools, they created language, they formed communities, and each generation started slightly ahead of the previous one. This gradual improvement is what built human civilization. So humans did not suddenly become smart. They became smart slowly, through survival, observation, and sharing. Today, we sit in classrooms with books and teachers. But long before schools existed, the entire world was the classroom. Nature was the teacher, experience was the lesson, and survival was the exam. So the real question is, could you survive in that kind of education system?